We have come to the conclusion that it is time to establish what we want to call a resilience recovery center that would be of regional mandate, but would act as an international pilot that can benefit the entire world. There is no place in the world that would start such a center better than here in the Caribbean. This center would be mandate in creating, producing, and generating toolkits, guidelines, policies, and actually handle the recovery process hands-on from the minute any crisis takes place. It would also be responsible for the preparedness plan, how to deal before the crisis happens to prepare yourself. And then, last but not least, of course, how to communicate and deal with the crisis after it happens.
10 months later, the Tourism Ministry is on the mountainside for a top flight to launch the Caribbean's first Tourism Resilience Center. Global leaders, tourism ministers, disaster management experts will gather at the University of West Indies, Mona on September 13 for the first summit to bring to fruition the Global Center for Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management. The establishment of the center is a must-do item coming out of the 2017 Global Conference on Jobs and Inclusive Growth hosted by Jamaica in November. The center will address critical factors that may cause disruptions in the tourism industry. They include feared natural events such as hurricanes, typhoons, and earthquakes, as well as epidemics such as the recent transnational issues with Ebola and chikungunya diseases.
Only twice in the last 60 years, tourism growth has dropped, and one was as a result of pandemic, SARS.
Illegal activities within the virtual space are also threats.
In fact, it is very much present here. The level of hacking that is taking place, billions of dollars have been lost by companies and banks as a result of hacking. But for tourism, the issue of identity theft has become a major concern for us.
Then there is the issue of cross-border violent threats.
Then we have terrorism. This one is unpredictable. This one is difficult for you to even track because of how connected, how hyper-connected we are, and how people communicate and ideas just move at epic pace.
It is within this context that the Global Center is being established.
Initially, it will be an academic institution where knowledge will be accumulated and disseminated. So we are going to set up firstly an editorial board for a journal, and we'll pull initially from 5 universities. University of the West Indies, George Washington University, Queensland University in Australia, the London Polytechnic, right? And we feel that this will be very important for us because it will set the stage.
The summit will gather like-minded tourism stakeholders seeking to create this center, which is to be a defense against these mega disruptive events.
We're looking forward to having experts here on the 13th to have some preliminary discussions about how the center will function, but more importantly, to create something of a blueprint to guide us in terms of how we deal with these global disruptions.
Among the international crisis experts to present at the summit will be Professor Lee Miles from Bournemouth University. The summit will also include a number of Caribbean leaders who are involved in climate change and climate management. There will also be participants from the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDEMA, and Jamaica's own Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, OPM.
We are also looking for participants out of Spain, out of Canada, as well as out of South America. So we're bringing technical expertise. We're bringing also people who have practical experience in managing disruptions.
Global disruptions are often unpredictable or unknown to tourism interests. Stakeholders of the global industry that employ millions worldwide should therefore do what they must to ward off natural and planned attacks. While these disruptions may still occur, recovery may be immediate or certainly faster, and the fallout minimal, as visionaries see fit to establish a global center for tourism resilience and crisis management.